In today's digital world, an understanding of HTML and CSS is not just necessary, it's vital. These two languages act as the architects of the internet, creating and designing the websites we visit daily. HTML, or hypertext markup language, lays the foundation. It provides the basic structure of sites, setting up the skeleton upon which everything else is built. But a skeleton is not enough to bring a website to life, and that's where CSS steps in. CSS, or cascading style sheets, is the interior designer of the web, enhancing and modifying the HTML structure with style, colors, and fonts. It's the paint and decor on the walls of a HTML house. Together, HTML and CSS form the backbone of all websites, making the internet a colorful, user-friendly, and interactive space. Without HTML and CSS, the internet as we know it would simply not exist. HTML, or hypertext markup language, is the standard markup language used in creating web pages. But what exactly is a markup language? Well, in the simplest terms, a markup language is a system for annotating a document in a way that is syntactically distinguishable from the text. It's like the director of a play guiding the actors and elements to their proper places on the stage. Now, let's dive into the basics of HTML. HTML consists of tags, elements, and attributes. Tags are used to mark up the start and end of an HTML element. They're like the bookends that hold everything in place. Elements, on the other hand, are the individual components of an HTML document, like paragraphs, headings, and links. They are the actors on our stage. And finally, attributes are extra pieces of information within an element, providing additional details or functionality. They're like the props that our actors use to enhance their performance. Creating a simple HTML document is like writing a play for our actors. We start with a doc-type declaration that sets the stage. Then we add HTML tags to open and close the document, head tags for information about the web page, and body tags to contain the actual content. Remember, correct syntax is crucial in HTML, just as proper dialogue and stage directions are in a play. HTML gives a web page its structure and content, but to make it visually appealing, we need CSS. CSS, or cascading style sheets, is a style sheet language used for describing the look and formatting of a document written in HTML. But what exactly is a style sheet language? Imagine you're hosting a party and you've written a list of instructions for the decoration, food presentation, and dress code. That's essentially what CSS does for your web page. It's a set of instructions that dictate how your web page should look and feel. Now let's dive into the basics of CSS. At its core, CSS revolves around three main concepts: selectors, properties, and values. Selectors are like the targets of your instructions. They pinpoint which HTML elements you want to style. Properties are the aspects you want to change, like color, font size, or margin width. And values? They're the specific changes you want to make. For example, changing the color to red or setting the font size to 16 pixels. Creating a simple CSS document is like painting a picture. You start with a blank canvas, your HTML document, and add layers of color and texture with CSS. But remember, the magic of CSS lies in its relationship with HTML. CSS relies on HTML to know what to style, while HTML relies on CSS to look good. It's a partnership that can create visually stunning web pages. With CSS, you can transform a basic HTML document into a visually engaging web page. In just 5 minutes, you've taken the first steps towards mastering HTML and CSS. We've delved into the intriguing world of these two essential web development languages. We've understood the significance of HTML, the backbone of web content, allowing us to structure our web pages with elements like headers, paragraphs, and links. Then, we've explored the vibrant realm of CSS, the stylist of the web, which brings our HTML structures to life with colors, fonts, and layouts. Remember, HTML and CSS are like the skeleton and skin of a web page, operating in unison to create a functional and visually appealing web experience. HTML lays the foundation, while CSS adds the finishing touches, making your web page not only operational, but also engaging. And this is just the beginning. Stay tuned for more detailed tutorials on HTML and CSS. where you'll learn to create and style your own web pages from scratch.